I'm actually really surprised just watching on the fields and when it comes to practice, the quality of Nigerian players. I know America very well, I know UK very well, of course Holland and Germany, but overall what you see practicing here and the quality of players, it's very impressive. I think what's lacking, and today's game against is a little bit in that realm as well. Nigerian football, hey, you have 1-0 ahead, and clubs tend to cling on it. They cling.
They defend.
And they defend. And I think it's important for us as entertainers to deliver a product. And we want to score as many goals as we can. And all that I'm about and what I'm introducing in the club is an attractive way of playing, as attacking as possible, as many goals as possible, and play also smart football, of course. And I think just being here, also where Nigerian football is in the world ranking, I think on that element, that aspect, I think Nigerian football can gain a lot in creating more philosophies of attacking football, beautiful football, and bring like a continental game to this country, because I think this country should be a top 5 or top 7, top 8 country in the world. The whole country's football mad. When we drive on the street, half of the men are wearing football jerseys. That doesn't happen in Holland. That's not the case in England. That's not the case in the United States. It's here. So people are football crazed. There are channels on television that is 24 hours worth of football. So this country is so primed for a quality run into the World Cups. And I think I hope there's some kind of a shared vision coming out, and a shared platform and a shared plan to make that happen, because this country, I think, is ready for it.
Okay, let's come back now to the football on the pitch. I'm still going to come to talk to you about refereeing. Whether maybe you've seen enough refereeing to talk about the quality of refereing this season to you. Anyway, this is your first season, so you may not be able to judge what the quality is from the past and now, but I'm going to come to talk to you about refereeing later on. Well, that's Rivers United. They are now back on top. I can imagine what Governor Yeson Wike, Boma Eyayi, I can imagine what's going through their mind at this moment, because somehow they've been able to just slowly and steadily move to the summit. And it was Bernardo Voke again that did the job, did the business for Rivers United. But let's take a look now at the results of that's a fantastic finish. That was the game against Rangers a few weeks back. All right, but let's take a look at the results of games played today. Bernardo Voke, Onye, with the job, did the job against Aqua United, so 1-0, and Ikorodu United against Warri Wolves. That's the team at the bottom of the log, getting another win. Looks like Sam Opodu, interestingly, the former coach of Warri Wolves, getting one over his former club. It's good to see. That's an interesting game then. Nasarawa United against Lobi, because this game was played at the Aparaku Stadium, the home ground
of Lobi
Stars. But Nasarawa were still so good at home.
Yeah, but
home away from home.
Yeah, if you have have privilege to watch these two teams play, there's no difference when they play, whether in Lafia or in Makurdi, because it's just 45 minutes from Lafia to Makurdi. So the result can go either way. Fans of Nasarawa United can even troop to Makurdi and even outweigh the fans of Lobi Stars. So for me, it's always a neutral venue between Lafia and Makurdi. Any result is possible.
But I mean, the high point for me, Pt.2 was on the scorer sheet for
Lobi Stars.
Esosa Gunova, also doing the business for Nasarawa United. Check out this one. When Heartland went to Kano, and I mean, they dominated the headlines over the weekend by going to Kano and coming back with a point. Then they came home against a struggling Plateau United that had the coach Zakari Baraji sacked. Victor Rickertson came in and he had to leave. Yeah. And they still went there and did the job against Heartland in Owerri. That's surprising.
Yeah, very surprising. So, Heartland has been, getting some decent results, maybe slim victories at home, for instance, since Coach Alfonso Dike took over. But you could also argue that playing in Kano and traveling almost 15 hours on the road, coming back on Monday, perhaps just trained on Tuesday. Some of the players that took part in that game on Sunday may not be able to, actively take part on the training on Tuesday because of fatigue. So I think Pt.2 United just took advantage of what happened.
Well, Pt.2 United also played
and got a draw.
at home.
But when you are playing at home, so much pressure. Some of these teams have complained. Even Pillars fans have complained that there's so much pressure on them when they are playing at home because the fans want them to win at all costs. But when they go away, they have that flair, the latitude, to play their game. So I think for Heartland, that's another point dropped at home.
Okay, before we talk about another result that is of interest to us, we'll talk about it later. But before we talk about that, let's bring Ard Cluis into the picture once again. These are the pictures from your game today against Ikorodu United. But I want you to take a whole look at the entire games you've seen with your club this season. Officiating, what can you say about the quality of officiating? I also want to talk about the attitude of the fans when you are playing at home. And there was a question I asked the other time that you've not really answered. For you, it may be different, but the way our teams are set up when they are playing away from home looks like it's different from the setup that they bring out when they are playing away from home. It looks like it's a norm across the world.
Well, I think specifically for Nigeria, there's a big difference between home and away games. I know clubs that basically have a home team and an away team. If you look at my big examples, like Barcelona, Ajax, Bayern Munich, they don't care. They just play their own philosophy, and they play to their own strengths, and they want the other clubs to adjust to them. And that's definitely the road that I want to be on, and we're on. Although we are making adjustments based upon home and away. But we're most definitely want to create a philosophy and create a scenario that the teams are chasing us and not the other way around.
The goal that you considered today, that's the goal on the screen, was a free kick from about 40 meters.
Yes,
I mean,
it was a nice...
You must be very angry that your team could have dealt with that better.
Well, in our club, we have 4 very, very good keepers. Ajibriye only last week saved the PK and saved the club against Shooting Stars. He also actually gave the assist in what gave us the second goal. Of course, it's a game. A game comes with mistakes, and a game comes with great moments. I don't think he'll be too happy about this, but overall, I think we're very blessed with 4 very quality keepers in our club.
Well, yeah, that was a good goal. That was a television goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Ikorodu United producing these.
We want more of such goals. We've complained that in the national team, we've not been able
football generally
not been able to make use of set pieces, and it's very, very crucial because when the games are even, the team that brings in something extra, from set pieces will normally win the game. We've had several set pieces in the national team. The game against Egypt, both home and away, we had set pieces and they were wasted. So I think from coaches like him and the rest of the coaches can begin to work on that in the local league and make sure that we get good dead ball specialists, so that they can bury the ball. And these are part of the game. That's what the fans want to come and watch. Spectacular free kicks, corner kicks, set pieces, throw-ins. So these are some of the things that attract fans to matches in the Nigerian league. So I think it's very critical. Our players must begin to learn. You can learn it. There's nothing esoteric about this. It does the technique and the right coaching.
And the training.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of training, a lot of practice is what you need to do.
Yep.
But before we wrap up this segment, let's just quickly go back to some of the results again. Sunshine Stars lost 2-0 to Warri Wolves on Sunday in Warri, but they came back home today against Wicked Tourist. The high point for me, Godwin Obaje scoring his 12th goal of the season.
Absolutely.
And of course, Okiki Afolabi of Sunshine scoring a brace before Sunday Abbey scored one as well to give it a convincing 3-1 win for Wicked Tourist of Bauchi. Let's go to Ibadan very quickly. We've talked about Ibadan for a lot of the reasons, Onye, but today the fans were in jubilant mood. The last time they played at home, it was Ard Cluis that went and inflicted pain on the fans. But today, 2-0 win over Abia Warriors it's a good result because Abia Warriors are one of the best teams on the road this season.
Very true, Tony. Abia Warriors have achieved some decent results on the road, and the fans will begin to wonder, is it a signal of a good omen for them
turning around
after Kadiri Kana left? But it's left to be seen. they have to show consistency, especially at home. They have dropped some points at home. The first game of the season against Lobby Stars, they lost at home, and they also lost to his team, Warri Wolves, and they have dropped some points too against Pt.2 United and some teams. So I think they need a lot of consistency at home and also get some points at away games. That is the only way they can survive and retain their Premier League status.
All right, let's quickly come now to the controversial part, and we're not going to dwell too much on this because the league management company are still on top, according to the stories coming out from the league management company. They are on top of the situation, and we are hoping that in the days ahead they can come out with a direction as it concerns Giwa FC of Jos. You know the story already. Giwa were banished by the Nigerian Football Federation Disciplinary Committee to Ilorin to play their 3 home games in Ilorin. They have not shown up for any of those games. The last home game today against Enyimba, the LMC sent a notice that if you do not show up for that game, you stand the risk of being expelled. And guess what? This afternoon, Giwa FC wrote the chairman of the league management company asking that they accept to play Enyimba. I find this very curious. They accept to play Enyimba, but they want the game played on another date at another venue. That's what they say. And then we regret all inconveniences to the league, to the clubs, all that we've done in the past. Let me get your thoughts, really, before I come to you, Arnold, about this. What do you make of this, first of all?
The letter?
The letter and the situation that Giwa have put themselves.
Well, Tony, without missing word, the letter is lacking in quality and content. It's baseless, it's spurious. The letter is mundane. In the first place, acceptance letter.
To play a match.
To play a match. What it shows is that there was an offer. So who made the offer?
LFC.
Who made the offer?
LFC made the offer to you to come and play.
Why would a club that has been banished, Sunshine Stars were banished towards the end of last season. They played their games at the Teslim Balogun Stadium. They didn't write any acceptance letter, Tony. So I think,
apart from that acceptance letter, let me pause you a little bit and see another one. They wrote 2 letters actually today. This is called for independent commission to look into the 2 earlier games in Ilorin where they didn't show up and where the LMC awarded 3 points, 3 goals to the teams that came around. They want an independent. That's the story. That's the letter.
Signed by the same fellow
that wrote the first one. Yeah. So they want an independent commission now to look into the 2 games. That was, I think, Aqua United and Wiki. I think so. Yeah. Wiki and Aqua United. Yeah. They want an independent commission to now look into those 2 games and probably give them some rescheduling or something.
Well, Tony, before I even talk about it, I think Giwa must have to look for a better writer, because the letters are replete with errors, and it's a disservice to the Nigerian.
Forget about the errors. Talk about the content of the letter, the message of the letter.
The statute is very clear, Tony. Article 13.28 says that if a club fails to honor 3 matches cumulatively,
which has happened to
within the league season, without acceptable reason to the LMC, such a club shall be expelled from the league, and its matches played and unplayed shall be cancelled. Very clear.
The thinking among the
very clear.
The thinking among the league management company is that maybe to protect the integrity of the league and to prevent 3 points, 3 goals, and the games of Giwa, all their games played and unplayed being cancelled, they have to do this.
The threat to integrity is more if they should allow this trend to come to fruition. We are talking about an LMC that is in charge of running. You have to protect football. When you are a body, charged with responsibility, you have sworn to an oath. It's like you have sworn to an oath to protect the sanctity of football. What it means is that you must uphold the laws at all times, without recourse to any sentiments. Whoever else is God, you must protect the law. And the laws are written, I've read it out here, written in black and white. Any other thing contrary to it, will bring that same threat to integrity that you have just spelled out now. Will bring that threat to integrity.
Let me allow you to have the last word as our special guest on the show tonight. What can you say about all of these issues? I'm sure you've read a lot about it. You've followed up on all of the issues. What is your reaction, and what do you think is the way out of what looks like a confusing situation?
I think it's very simple. No player is bigger than the club, and no club is bigger than the league.
So as simple as that.
As simple as that.
All right. Okay. I think that's the much we can also say. Following the words of Ard Cluis, no club should be bigger than the league. Follow your rules, and the rules are there for football. If you follow your rules. You come up with your pronouncement. Giwa is not satisfied with it. They can go to the appeals committee.
The structures are there.
The structures are there.
You
Go to the
appeal.
appeals committee. If the appeals committee rule and they are not happy, then they go to not the Just High Court, not the Just High Court.
Go to CAS.
Court of Arbitration. It's as simple as that. So let's not disturb the league and bring it into disrepute by trying to bend the rules. That's the motto we'll say on the show. We have to go on a quick break now, but I must say thank you to you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, wish you the best
pleasure.
this season with your club.
Thank you.
And Onye is still going to be with us, but we want to go on a quick break now. And